Hello guys, it's a lovely evening. Welcome to the Game Plan Show. Tuesday night, and Godfred Akoto Boafo, as you can see, is not around. My name is Fiifi Anaman. He had to attend to some issues, so as the producer, standing in his stead. Now on the show tonight, we have a lot to discuss. Kwesi Appiah, the new Ghana coach, was unveiled earlier today. We'll be taking you into the details of what happened at the GFA Secretariat during that press conference. We'll also be looking at Christian Atsu, who some good news coming in for him. He has been signed on a permanent deal by Newcastle from Chelsea. We'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about transfer deadline day. I'm sure you're wondering what I'm talking about. Of course, it's not the European one. It's the Ghanaian one. Yesterday, which was Monday, the Ghana transfer window came to a close, and there was a lot of frantic activity, a lot of clubs buying players to augment their squad. Some people leaving, the whole politics and tension that comes with transfer deadline. They will be giving you a list of all the players that have been acquired by our various Premier League clubs. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media platforms. We are Pulse Ghana Sport on Twitter, on Facebook, and Pulse Sports GH on Twitter. We're on Snapchat as well as Instagram. Now let's just delve straight into the show with our first item, which is the GPL transfer deadline day. Now we all know the first round of the 2016-2017 Ghana Premier League season has come to a close, and of course clubs are doing business to bring in players. The ones who had poor campaigns are trying to bring in strong players to augment their squads, and the ones that are on top, like Wafa, are just strengthening things up for the next round. And I'll just take you through a list of the players acquired by some of the sides. We'll start in the camp of Kwesi Appiah's Elmina Sharks. They acquired Justice Anane, a left back from Backroom, Chelsea. Let's move on to Ebusuan Dwarfs, who are based in Cape Coast. They are Abontoa boys. They signed Joseph Halm, the goalkeeper. I'm sure most of you know him. Joseph Halm, formerly of Mediama. He is currently unattached. He has signed for Ebusuan Dwarfs. Let's move on to Takwa, to the camp of Mediama SC, where Mohamed Amin Adams, a right back from Dambot FC, a right winger, has been signed. We have Meshach Odum, an attacking midfielder from Real Takwa United. We have Richard Ahin, a striker from Takwa Gold Stars. We have Owusu Da Costa, a goalkeeper from Asokwa Deportivo. We have Richard Ejay, a centre-back from New Edubiase United. We have Isaac Ajeni Boateng, a midfielder from Asante Kotoko. So it's Kotoko losing a player there. We have Hope Sinakwa, a striker from Wasserman United, and Dominic Lucas, a midfielder from Asante Kotoko. So Medium are bringing in a lot of players there, most of them, of course, unsurprisingly coming from the Western region. Let's move on to Tema, where Tema Youth are doing some business as well. Abdul Wahab Hanan, a central midfielder from New Edubiase, has signed for the club. We have Mohamed Yakubu Tofik, a right winger, from Vision FC. We have Stephen Appiah Asare, a central midfielder from KFC Samosa, and Robert Saba, a striker from Atram Divisa. Atram Divisa, of course, is owned by Great Olympics assistant coach Godwin Atram. So that's what is happening in the camp of Tema Youth. Let's move on to Great Olympics themselves. Abontoa. They also did some business as well. Tom Strand side looking to, strengthen their squad after ending the first round on a high note. They have Kaplaka Guantahu. Kaplaka, I hope I mentioned that right. Kaplaka Guantohu, the name is. Not sure he's Ghanaian. He's a striker, and nobody really knows where he's from, but we'll be getting information on this player, as we always do on the Game Plan Show in subsequent editions. We have Joseph Ni Odate, a striker, and we have Emmanuel Asante from Kotoko. We have Kwame Boateng from Kotoko. That's just very interesting. Kwame Boateng actually used to play at Olympic. He's returned to the club. And Hassan Aminu, a midfielder from Hearts of Folk. Let's move on to Ashanti Gold, who have been struggling. And remember, they won the league last 2 seasons, and this season has been very bad for them. Their coach, Bashir Hayford, had to quit us at a point. They brought in CK Akono, but things have still, been on a downward spiral. Now they've brought in a lot of players. Now I'll mention them: Appiah McCarthy, a central midfielder from Asokwa Deportivo; Nuruddin Seidu from Ochiman Planes; Theophilus Nyame, a defensive midfielder, he's unattached. We have George Owu, a goalkeeper from 2nd D Hazard, as we all remember George Owu during his heydays at Asante Kotoko. We also have Kujo Mensah, a striker from Dreams FC, Abeku Enusen, a centre-back from Asante Kotoko, one of Ghana's most popular centre-backs. We have Kenneth Owusu, a centre-back from Aduana Stars, and Aaron Amoah from Dreams FC. So Ashanti Gold have made their intentions clear. They are not, going to go for relegation. I mean, that's their aim. They are trying to beat the drop, and so have brought in a lot of players to support that mission. We have Asante Kotoko, the almighty Asante Kotoko, who have gone 8 consecutive Ghana Premier League games without a win. They have brought in Richard Atta, a striker from WA All Stars, Augustin Sefa, a right back who is unattached, and Collins Ameyao, an attacking midfielder from Backroom, Chelsea. Now, Bolga All Stars way up north, they have brought in Alassane Abdul Rahim, an attacking midfielder from Utrecht Academy, Ibrahim Giyasu, a striker from Utrecht again, and Mohamed Rashid, a right back from Utrecht again. A lot of players from Utrecht. In fact, the next 2 players are also from the club. Mohamed Abubakar Sadat, a left back, Simba Sylvester, an attacking midfielder, and Mohamed Nuruddin, a centre back from Guan United. So that's the business for Bolga All Stars. Let's move on to Bechem United, who have signed Noah Nikwe, a striker from Bolga All Stars, Maxwell Frimpong, a striker from Bolga All Stars, Hafiz Wonta Konkoni, a striker from Bolga All Stars. So they've raided Bolga All Stars for 3 strikers. That's very interesting from Bechem United. We have Benjamin Ekufu, a central midfielder who is currently unattached. Abdullah Mohammed, a striker from Supreme Academy, has also joined Bechem United. And we have Justice Ako Nai Selassie, who is from Nzima Kotoko. So there's a Kotoko in Nzima as well. Now we have WA All Stars, defending league champions. They have also done some business. Just 2 players they've brought in. The first one is Abdul Razak Toure, the left back who is unattached, and Idrisu Abdul Nafiu, a central midfielder from Dark Horses FC. What an interesting name that is, Dark Horse FC. Now let's move on to Aduana Stars, Premier League champions from 2009-2010. They have signed Rashid Abdul, a left back who is unattached. So Aduana clearly feel that they have a strong enough squad for the second round, so signed only 1 player. And last but not least, guess what? Liberty Professional, the club of Godfred Akoto Boafo, your regular host and my boss. He has signed Richard Kisi Boateng, an unattached left back. I'm sure most of you know him. He's a veteran. He played outside for a while and has come back into the country. He's going to be playing for Liberty Professional. We have Kennedy Ejakofi, a midfielder from the Liberty under-20 side. So Liberty promoting a few of their players. The next player too is from the academy, the under-20 side. Emmanuel Amo, a right winger, also being promoted to the senior team. Remember, Liberty have recently signed on coach Michael Osei, who will be working at the Dansoman Base Club. And finally, we have Kofi Ban, a goalkeeper from Charity Stars. Kofi Ban actually is currently in Gabon, with the Black Starlets, who are currently in the Africa Under-17 Championship. So that's it for Liberty Professional and for the Ghana Premier League transfer deadline day. So this is the business done by the various clubs. What do you think? Share your comments. Whether do you think your club acquired the number of players that you wanted or the quality impressed you? Let's hear your thoughts. On the Game Plan Show, we are streaming live on Facebook, Pulse Ghana Sport. Let's just move on without much ado to our next story, which is Kwesi Appiah, James Kwesi Appiah. We all remember Kwesi Appiah. I mean, he coached us from April 2012 to September 2014. And this year, he has made a return in April. That is last month. The Ghana Football Association announced that he will be returning to his former role. Now, on May 1st, he officially began work. And just today, Wednesday, May 16, he has been unveiled to the Ghanaian public and press. It's not as if he needed any unveiling. I mean, we already know Kwesi Appiah, but just for the sake of tradition or protocol, it was done. And just a few talking points from that press conference. We'll be just going through those things. And Kwesi Appiah announced his backroom staff, or it was announced for him, and very, very interesting choices there. Of course, we've known most of the names. They've been in the pipeline for a while now. You know, been bandied around in the media, but finally it's been confirmed. But interestingly, one thing that we all expected did not happen, which was Stephen Appiah most of us thought he was going to be named team manager, but he was not named team manager. He was named technical coordinator. Can you imagine? That's a new post created by the GFA, just popped out of nowhere. A colleague of mine in the office described it as jobs for the boys. I don't know about that, but share your thoughts with that. What do you think about this? Stephen Appiah is not team manager. He's now technical coordinator. And interestingly, and of course, as we all expected, Ibrahim Tanko, who is a former Ghana international who played at Borussia Dortmund and also some parts of Germany and played for the Ghana national team. He has been named assistant coach number 1. Assistant number 1. And I say number 1 because there's another assistant. I'm sure most of you will not be happy with this news, but Maxwell Knodu has retained his place as assistant coach, albeit the fact that he's now number 2. Maxwell Knodu has been assistant coach of the Black Stars since 2012. So that's how many years now? 5 years as assistant coach. Now his term has been renewed. Now there's been a lot of rumors that people are saying, some people at the FA are handing him favors. I don't know what you think. I mean, of course, sources will always say what they will say, but the fact of the matter is Maxwell Knodu has been retained as an assistant coach, even though he's now number 2. People have called it a demotion. Call it what you want, but he's still there. Now, also, for goalkeepers trainer, we have Nasam Yakubu going out and Richard Kingston coming in. Yes, so that wasn't a surprise as well. That was known in the media circles for a while. Now, I'm sure we also mentioned it on the Game Plan Show for those of you who have been following. Godfred confirmed it a few episodes ago. So Richard Kingston, Olele as we call him, has made a return to the Black Stars as goalkeepers trainer. Most people will be welcoming this news due to the wealth of his experience. He played for the national team for a long time, since the 90s through all the way through to 2006, 2008. He was always there, Olele, and we are happy. I'm sure most of you are to have him back. So that's it for the backroom staff. First assistant coach is Ibrahim Tanko. Second is Maxwell Knodu. Goalkeepers trainer is Richard Olele Kingston. And technical coordinator, listen to this carefully, not team manager, technical coordinator is Stephen Appiah. Now, the GFA said they will explain this role into further detail. Apparently, he will be liaising between the players and the technical team, and also be scouting and monitoring players for Kwesi Appiah. So this is, a very, very interesting role for Stephen Appiah, who is, of course, a former captain of the Black Stars. Those of you who remember, during the 2014 World Cup, Kwesi Appiah actually promised to work with Stephen Appiah. He expressed his interest to work with him, and it has finally come through. How many years later? About 3 to 4 years later, they are now working together for the Black Stars. So yeah, the dreams come true. Kwesi Appiah has come back and has named his backroom star. Now, for the rest of the officials, we have Chris Adomako as Dr. Michael Otre as video analyst, and Ismail Hamidu as equipment and welfare officer. So that's it for the backroom stars, which was the first thing, or the first major talking point from the Kwesi Appiah press conference. Now let's go to the second major talking point, which was the issue of Kevin Prince Boateng and Suleiman Tare. Now, most of you know that these two players have not played for the Black Stars for the last 3 years, since the 2014 World Cup. And for those of you who know, at the World Cup, Suleiman Tare was actually sacked from camp alongside Kevin Prince Boateng. Now, there are different accusations or alleged charges against them. Now, for Suleiman Tare, he was alleged to have assaulted Black Stars Management Committee member Moses Parker. And for Kevin Prince Boateng, people speculated that he had actually insulted the coach, who is currently the coach of the side, Kwesi Appiah. So yes, that's what happened. So he was sacked from the camp for indiscipline, Suleiman Tare also for assault, and they were both suspended subsequently and have not played for the national team since then. That's since the 2014 World Cup. Now, today, journalists asked Kwesi Appiah whether he would work with these two again, and guess what he said? I'm going to read you his quote. He said, "I have worked in Ghana for years, and people should know my character by now. I do not hold grudges. If Sule and Boateng are playing well like any other Ghanaian, they will be considered." So very, very classy comment from James Kwesi Appiah. He says he doesn't hold grudges, which in my opinion is what a professional is supposed to do. Most of you who know me know I have my own reservations about the duo of Suleiman Tare and Kevin Prince Boateng. Hey, but the fact remains that if they are doing well and if they have apologized for their acts. I think, nothing should stop them from being invited back into the side if the coach deems it fit. And this is a very, very important condition. If he deems it fit, they will be invited back into the Black Stars. So that's it for Sule Muntari and Kevin Prince Boateng. But interesting thing though, I was speaking about how they would have apologized for them to gain their legitimacy to make it back to the team. Now, Sule Muntari apologized in June 2016. So we know that for a fact. He sent an apology to the Ghana Football Association. But guess what? Kevin Prince Boateng, the 30-year-old who currently plays at Las Palmas and who has been scoring left, right, center this season, has not apologized. So he has not shown remorse for his actions. And let me remind you of his charge again. He was alleged to have insulted coach Kwesi Appiah during the 2014 World Cup. He has not apologized for it, and Kwesi Appiah is back in the role, and Kevin Prince Boateng is doing very well at Las Palmas. So let's see how this pans out. This is a very, very interesting story there. Kwesi Appiah, of course, will be beginning his job on the 28th of June officially in terms of playing matches. He will be playing Mexico in Texas. The Black Stars will be playing Mexico in Texas next month, the 28th of June. And then on July 1st, they will be playing the U.S. in Connecticut. That's July 1st. A friendly, again, against the United States of America in Connecticut. Then in August, the World Cup qualifiers resume, and with Ghana hosting Congo-Brazzaville at home. Remember, Ghana are currently trailing Egypt by 5 points in the qualifiers. Many people feel we are already out of it, but Kwesi Appiah might have something up his sleeve. We never know, so we'll be following that as well. Kwesi Appiah has a lot on his plate, and it will be interesting to see how he handles the issues of Sule Muntari and Kevin Prince Boateng.
For emphasis sake, let me say that Maxwell will be working with the local Black Stars too, as well as the assistant to head coach, James Kwesi Appiah. The goalkeeper's coach is Mr. Richard Olele Kingston. Our new team physician or team doctor is Dr. Chris Adumako. He's worked with all the national teams in Ghana, from the Starlets all the way up. Captain John Kwesi Nyamiche is our physiotherapist. He's currently not with us today. He is with the under-17 team in Gabon. So when he comes, he will take over that position. Our new Mazer is Ni Amasa Anum. Now, the big one. Yeah, of course, sure, interesting. A new role created in the national team is the position of the technical coordinator, and that position goes to Stephen Tornado.
Okay, so we are back on the Game Plan Show. Thanks for sticking with us. We are streaming live on Facebook, Pulse Ghana Sport. We're also on Twitter, Pulse Sports GH, on Snapchat and on Instagram as well. We are everywhere on in the social media realm. My name is Fiifi Anaman once again, and we'll be moving on to our last story, which is that Christian Atsu Trasam. Skillful. Christian Atsu is a player that most Ghanaians are proud of because he's a very good player. I mean, at the last AFCON in Gabon, he was arguably Ghana's best player, for those of you who watch. And in the last AFCON, before then, in Equatorial Guinea, was in 2015. Atsu was also, our best player. So Atsu has, been bossing things in the Black Stars. He's one of those players who has always been consistent. But with this club football, things haven't really gone on well for him that much. I mean, he made his name at Porto, and then he earned a transfer to Chelsea in 2013. But since then, he's gone on, 4 different loan spells. So I mean, Atsu has always been around the place and looking for a chance to settle, a place to settle, a place that will welcome him so that he will grow with regards to form and consistency. And he's found it very difficult. And finally, at Newcastle, Atsu seems to have rediscovered himself. This season, Newcastle won the EFL Championship and also qualified back into the Premier League. And Atsu played 35 games across all competitions and scored 5 goals. So it's been his best season in his career yet, and he's enjoying his football. And guess what? He has been rewarded with a deal at Newcastle, if we are to believe what the British press has been reporting today. It's a £6.2 million move for 4 years. That's what we are hearing coming in from the camp of Christian Atsu. So Chelsea are letting him go finally, and Rafa Benitez has shown that he needs, or he wants Atsu to be a part of his Premier League charge next season. So that is what has been happening in the camp of Atsu. Atsu is currently 25 years of age, so he has a lot of years ahead of him, and he's been on 5 loans since joining Chelsea in 2013. The first one was at Vitesse, the second one was at Everton, the third one was at Bournemouth, and fourth one at Malaga, and the fifth one at Newcastle, who are finally given Atsu a place to stay. So Christian Atsu, congratulations on your new deal. We wish you all the best, and we hope that your form continues to be on the upward, ascent, so to speak. So that's it for the Game Plan Show. Thanks for joining us for the show. Lovely Tuesday evening, and it was my pleasure to be with you, giving you all the lowdown that has been going on in terms of Ghana sports. My name is Fiifi Anaman, and Godfred will return for tomorrow's show. He was at the press conference for Kwesi Appiah, so we'll be giving you, the post-mortem of that as well. So look forward to that. Same time, 9 p.m. on Facebook, Pulse Ghana Sport. See you tomorrow.